I must say it's a boon for the attackers or the hackers to target these innocent people while they use technology. Cybersecurity, that's the mainstream topic everybody is talking about. So what is this cybersecurity which everybody keeps talking about? It is about people taking precautions to stay safe when they connect to the internet. So it is more of protecting your valuable information, your valuable assets when you're connected. When you connect your device to the internet and do various activities. So with the proliferation of mobile phones, smart devices, a lot of people are now always connected to the internet. So this has become a great opportunity for the adversaries to target the innocent people who are oblivious of the dangers. So one of the things which these attackers tend to do is they try to pretend as a known individual, or in some cases they probably pretend as an authority or a government official and try to threaten them, saying, we're trying to do a verification about you, we have sent you an SMS, can you confirm that SMS? Or in addition to that, we've also sent you an authentication code to your email, can you confirm your identity? So in the background, what these guys are trying to do is they're trying to target either your email accounts or even your bank account. Right? So these codes are actually authentication codes. So they're trying to steal this information and take over your account from you. So we're also seeing a steady growth in spam emails. And the spam emails are used to get into each individual email boxes, and most of them are, malicious. Either they have a malicious attachment or a link where they expect people to click. Now, one of the things which commonly what we see is generally when students or parents, when you have a look at it, you may see an email from an unknown person saying, hey, do you want to see your latest pictures? We have posted these pictures in this particular place. Click on the link. So the natural inclination is for a person to go and identify or check to see what these pictures are, but in reality they're actually attacking your device. So when you click, certain malicious software gets downloaded to your devices, which they can use to track you, activate your camera and see what you're doing, or activate your microphone and look at listening to conversations, or even read SMSs and emails. So these are easy ways where the attackers can actually start tracking you. Now, one of the other common things which we also see is that certain times people send an email saying, okay, we got all your pictures, which if we disclose it to your friends or even publish it in the internet, that your reputation will get tainted. So they instill a kind of fear in the minds of these people, and then they try to solicit or extract money from them. They may say, if you don't respond to this request within a certain amount of time, you will have to pay so much of money. So the money can range from a few dollars into a few hundred or $1,000. A lot of time we see people, when they receive such information or emails or even messages, they start to panic. That's the first thing which happens to them. So when that happens, sometimes in order to, even if they have done certain things probably which is wrong or unethical, that's the thought which comes into their mind, and then eventually they try to see, okay, whether they could even go and pay that money and save that situation. Now, I have several people who have called me and said that they have received such emails, such messages, and then they're totally shattered. They're really worried when they see such emails. So most of the time I tell them, don't worry about those emails. Let's give it a 24-hour window and see whether these guys actually come back. So in the meantime, I help them to go through a process of cleaning their machines. Let's say if there are any malicious software that has got installed, we try and help clean them up, or we help them to install a good antivirus, and also teach them the good things which they need to be practicing, like good cyber practices, cyber hygiene, good password practices. So most of the time, these are things which people tend to ignore, right? So these are opportunities for the hackers where they can at least, make use of these weaknesses in the humans and target them and make them a victim. The pandemic has been an opportunity for people to adopt technology. So there has been no age difference in terms of the adoption. So we've seen kids getting online to learn, teachers getting online to teach, parents getting online to do their daily grocery shopping, and also in terms of, from a work perspective, there are people who are connected online. So today when we look at the world or even the population per se, majority of the people are always connected to the internet to do something or the other. So this has become a good opportunity, or I might say it's a boon for the attackers or the hackers to target these innocent people while they use technology. Let me give you a couple of examples. Now today, when people access or connect to the internet and use various platforms, it could be Facebook, it could be email, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitter. A lot of time what people have to do is they use a password, sometimes a very simple password. It could be password 123. How difficult is it to gain access to that information? So if anybody can guess the username, they can also guess the password. So a lot of time we see people are losing access to their accounts. That's one incident which I can quote. The second scenario which I predominantly see is people use the same password to access various information or various applications. Now let's look at a real life situation or an analogy if I can quote. Do we use one single key to open all the doors at home? We don't, right? So we have a key for the lock in the front gate, we have a different key for the main door, the bedrooms and the wardrobe. All of them have different keys. So we don't use one single key. But when it comes to internet and use of various technologies, people find the easiest way to do this. Because challenges, remembering password is a problem. Right? And it is natural for people to forget passwords, or even sometimes not just passwords, even when you hear certain things, after a few minutes you tend to forget what that person said. So a lot of time we see people forget information, and especially the password, so they tend to use the same password across all the devices. So that becomes another opportunity. Let's say, for example, if somebody figures out, most of the time, it's easy for people to find out the names, right? So the email would also be a part of the name, right? It could be like Sujith Christy at yahoo.com or whatever it is, right? So how difficult is it? So it's a matter of guessing the password from there. The second thing which we always see is people tend to trust anyone in the internet. Now, if you look at the social media today it has come to a situation where people are trying to say, hey, I have so many followers, I have so many friends in the network. But when you turn around and ask them, do you know your neighbors? Do you know the neighbor's name? Most of the time they would say no. Or they might even say the neighbor is not on the Facebook or in their friends circle, right? So you don't know your neighbors, but you have a lot of strangers in your network. Now, who are these people? What are they doing? Now, some of these people are probably becoming friends to spy on you, or try to look at what activities you are doing, or what exactly are you posting. Now, there was a time, I would say, a generation older than me would really get offended when when somebody reads their diaries. Today, everything you do, everything people do, it's a tweet, or it's an Instagram post, or a Facebook post, good or bad. Now, over a period of time, when somebody is actually reading all these posts, they could also, come to a situation to understand your psychology, your mentality, your likes, your dislikes. Now, how difficult is it for them to make that information to target you, and even to the extent of getting through to your bank accounts? Right. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine in the United Arab Emirates. So he's saying, right, today they are seeing lots of people calling individuals and saying, hey, we are calling from the police department and we just want to check your identity. Can you confirm whether you have received an OTP or one-time password or a code? So the person would say, hold on, and check the mobile phone, and there's a code. And then they'll say, okay, can you just give it to me? So as soon as you give the passcode, they will also say, we have also sent you an email. Can you check that as well? So in the background, what these people are doing is they are actually accessing your accounts and trying to change all the credentials so that they can take control. Because today most of our email accounts are linked to the bank accounts. So the moment you go and change those information, you can also give instructions to the bank and transfer money out. So the bank is going to say the information came from your account which is lodged with us. So we have no way of knowing whether it was you or not. So the hackers or the guys who are out there, I would call them the internet pickpockets. Right? So they are all out to see how quickly they can get a fast gain out of you. Right? So they're always looking at the weaknesses, the human side of it, and exploit it to make a financial gain for themselves. Smartphones. Smartphones are the most popular devices which are used by every single common man to access the internet. So when I say access internet, they use it to access content. It can be news, or it could be to watch a movie, access social media. There are various things. And let's not also forget that while they use it for entertainment, the smartphones are also used to transact very serious transactions, like maybe a banking transaction, or maybe even registering for a particular course or whatever. So this smartphone can also be a target for the hackers. Now, why I say it can be a target? How often do we even adopt best practices? When I say best practices, do we use it as we would use a corporate device? Right? And sometimes maybe not. A very simple example, how many of us even use an antivirus on a smartphone? Or how many of us make it a habit to install the patches as and when it is received? Or how many of us are even able to upgrade the device to the latest operating system level? So given the variety, given the challenges which individuals may have financially, sometimes people may be using an outdated device as well. So all these factors put together can also give rise to a risk. So my message to the people who are watching this video, when you use smartphones to access content, be cautious, right? Be cautious as to where you click, what content you access, because some of them can be malicious, some of them can be equipped with a backdoor which gets installed so it can even gain access to your sensitive information. And there are also attackers who are actually keen to plant a backdoor into your device so they can actually activate the camera or listen to the conversations or even read the information. So wherever when you are in doubt, or if you're not clear of what needs to be done or how it needs to be done, then you need to talk to somebody who is actually familiar with how to secure a smartphone or a mobile device. So not everything which looks good out there can be clean or safe. Right? So you need to use judgment, you need to be cautious. So while smartphones and smart devices are enablers, it's a good technology to use for your day-to-day activities, or even to entertain yourself while watching movies, or even to collaborate with people. But I guess you need to exercise caution by implementing a good antivirus and practicing good hygiene when you use a smart device.